The Battle of Midway, fought between June 4 to 7, 1942, was a decisive naval engagement that shifted the balance of power in the Pacific during World War II. Just 6 months after the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor, the United States Navy delivered a stunning blow to the Imperial Japanese Navy (IJN), sinking 4 of its fleet carriers. What made this battle so remarkable wasn't just the outcome, but how it unfolded hour by hour, shaped by intelligence, timing, and sheer courage. This is the story of the Battle of Midway, told in real time. Pre-battle setup. Late May-June 3, 1942. Japanese strategy. Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto devised a plan to lure the remaining U.S. carriers into a trap by attacking Midway Atoll, a tiny U.S. base west of Hawaii. The goal? Destroy U.S. naval power and force a negotiated peace. U.S. advantage, code breaking. American cryptographers had broken the Japanese naval code, JN-25. By late May, Admiral Chester Nimitz knew the Japanese would strike Midway and prepared an ambush. Forces at sea. Japan, 4 fleet carriers, Akagi, Kaga, Soryu, Hiryu, 2 battleships, cruisers, destroyers, and support ships. U.S., 3 carriers, Enterprise, Hornet, Yorktown, 7 cruisers, 15 destroyers and submarines, positioned northeast of Midway, unseen. June 3, 1942, first contact. Morning, U.S. reconnaissance spots part of the Japanese invasion fleet, not the carriers, 700 miles from Midway. Afternoon, B-17 bombers from Midway attack but fail to hit any targets. No direct carrier contact yet. Night, both sides prepare for battle. Japanese carriers close in on Midway. June 4, 1942, the decisive day. 4:30 a.m., Japan strikes first. Japanese carriers launch 108 planes to bomb Midway. Simultaneously, they keep a second strike force and torpedo bombers on standby. 6:20 a.m., Midway under attack. Japanese bombers strike Midway, causing heavy damage. However, they report the island's defenses are still operational. Another strike is needed. 7 a.m., U.S. launches its counter. Midway-based U.S. planes, including torpedo bombers and dive bombers, launch to find and attack the Japanese carriers. 7:28 a.m., first U.S. attacks fail. Marine and Navy aircraft from Midway attack the Japanese carriers but are shot down or miss. No hits are scored. 7:15 to 8 a.m., critical Japanese decision. Japanese Admiral Nagumo, upon hearing that Midway needs a second strike and possibly U.S. ships are nearby, begins rearming planes for a second land strike, but this leaves his decks cluttered with bombs and torpedoes. 8 a.m. U.S. carriers launch. From 200 miles northeast of Midway, U.S. carriers begin launching waves of torpedo bombers and dive bombers. Timing is everything. The turning point, 10:20 a.m. In an extraordinary coincidence, 3 squadrons of U.S. dive bombers from Enterprise and Yorktown arrive over the Japanese fleet just as Japanese fighters are at low altitude after fighting off torpedo bombers. Carriers are rearming planes with bombs on the hangar decks. In less than 5 minutes, the U.S. dive bombers set fire to 3 carriers, Akagi, Kaga, and Soryu. All 3 are mortally wounded. Afternoon, Japan strikes back. The 4th carrier, Hiryu, launches a counterattack. Its planes strike USS Yorktown, crippling it. But by 5 p.m. U.S. dive bombers locate and attack Hiryu, setting it ablaze. It sinks the next day. June 5 to 7, 1942, aftermath and pursuit. Japanese forces retreat west. The U.S. tries to pursue but fails to locate the remaining Japanese fleet. On June 7, the crippled Yorktown sinks after a submarine attack. All 4 Japanese carriers are lost, along with hundreds of aircraft and irreplaceable veteran aircrews. Outcome and impact. U.S. losses. 1 carrier, Yorktown, 1 destroyer, around 150 planes, 300 men. Japanese losses. 4 carriers, 1 cruiser, around 250 planes, 3,000 men. Strategic significance. Midway ended Japanese naval expansion and put Japan on the defensive. The U.S. seized the initiative in the Pacific. It was a turning point in the war, comparable in importance to Stalingrad in the European theater. The Battle of Midway was a masterclass in timing, intelligence, and daring. It turned the tide of the Pacific War in just 4 days, thanks to broken codes, brave pilots, and split-second decisions. In real time, it looked like chaos, but it resulted in a stunning American victory that changed the course of history.